Exactly.
It's very fast.
Oh no!
I need to show you a video of me doing stand-up badly because you showed one last time. And 3,
I tried to, but I was just so talented.
I know, yeah, you tried to.
Just like intangible red flag territory. Like he's not saying anything
Oh,
specific,
interesting.
But like
Yeah.
just as he's talking, you're like, do not be in a room alone with this man.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so
So-
we can all love each other. No.
All right, great. Okay, great.
No.
This is great. What about him is an intangible red flag? Is it a way he appears, way he talks, hand gestures?
Do you know what
is
the word intangible means?
All right, I'm gonna go have a piss.
Ashley, you're in charge.
I'm in charge. Bitches.
I went down on a juicy poozy, and
Uh-oh, got a fart in this chair. Is gonna make it reverberate. Hey, wait.
John.
Hey.
oh no, oh no! Everybody else, hey,
Hey.
What's going on? I'm just waiting for music. I thought you were getting music. Oh, I thought you were just
One
getting
of how
music.
my penis gets born.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Here's a shed.
The ice cream cones came with a little metal packet that is just full of sugar. It's just full of sugar to be poured into the cones.
I got what has the Japanese not gotten a hold of, perfected, and then when everyone was like, "You did it," they went, "And now we'll begin." And you're like, No, you fixed it. It was fixed. Do not break it. They're like, no, we got to break this.
I still have some more questions.
Go ahead.
John Hastings is on America's Got Talent for 5 minutes, and now he's got houses in LA and London.
That's right.
Yeah.
You kept a house in London?
Yeah, I've kept a house in London.
Update: not sugar.
There's no fluid tasting enough to warrant sucking it out of him. Yeah. No, but it was did he do it when he was then in the band when they were the 4 Bee Gees that brief time before then his heart exploded?
Wow.
I'm not saying anything that didn't happen. That is what happened to him.
I'm a predator.
And it was going awesome. And we even started having drinks at a bar, and we each had girlfriends with us, whatever. We're having a great time until I got comfortable enough to go, hey, we share a birthday,
As someone who's been eternally single.
Go ahead. Is it your fault? Yes. No. Sorry.
Stop tweeting after your dates, Ashley. Stop tweeting after your dates.
Oh, bad news, Paul. You're getting a Batman bed.
This is not bad news. I am so pleased.
Support them.
But you know what's more important than helping people's mental health?
Fuck you, John.
I'm just saying. Tom, you're a comedy fan.
Here's what happened. So I came up after she finished a couple times.
How did you
I'm not
spell
one's not enough.
What
you go for 2. That's how you start it out.
Smoother crunches.
And then Jesus, boom. And so so when I emerged, I went to kiss her and she just grabbed my face and she sucked it all out of my beard.
So hurtful.
That's a literary reference. Oh no, I gotta.
Hey, you can't tie me out now. I'm the only one here. Books, pages. Right. Verb, noun, adjective. Nice. Someone get me that.
I'm very prone to bullying.
No, you're talking about Andy Gibb.
I am talking about Andy Gibb. Pardon me.
Get your Gibbs straight if you want to come at me, bro.
Sorry.
Those nice bearded men and their Aryan friends seem like they're doing very different shows.
Marylane's got pink eye. She touched her nose.
I tried to. It crawled away too quickly.
It's difficult with tea. Sometimes you try and tune it and you get Assam.
I'm officially declaring it. Jordan is the governor general of this stream.
God damn it, guys. I took Ritalin today. I can only focus on one thing at a time.
What is happening right now? Two screens. I want to have two screens.
Yeah, very nice.
Chris, John, and Irish Ashley combine to make the ultimate team, better than any wet dream. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream. John's the CEO and Boomer. Ashley's the real leader. Chris brings the vibes and juices as our enjoyment increases. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream.
Heyo.
Oh, so loud. Hold on. I got to adjust my volumes here.
Oh, I don't like the idea of me coming through very loudly there. Hi, we've already got a raid, so you know what? Well, we just go straight to it. We're just going to go straight to it.
Let's go
Bye.
to it.
Like being dry, it's a raid. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream with John and Chris and Ashley. Stick around and give us a follow. You are awesome.
Yeah, welcome.
So,
Boy.
apparently, I'm loud for everyone.
Oh, okay.
How
Yeah,
is this?
I mean, you're fine for me now. I just changed my volume settings. I didn't realize that I'd had it like. It's so stupid because I'll patch it through StreamYard, but my computer's not doing it, and so when I adjust the volume, fucking nothing happens. So it just took me a second to fix it. Thank you so much for the raid, DNB.
Volume is better now. Good. Is it normal or should it go down a bit more, up a bit more? Let me know. I'm not using my proper mic is the problem. All of my belongings are packed.
Yeah.
So Edinburgh's Nicest Boy, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in to Edinburgh's Nicest Boys viewers. Sounding okay. Good. Cool. Okay.
Good. Nice one. EMB's viewers, I don't know if it still works this way. Twitch people tell me if I'm wrong, but if you want to stick around, we have a great time. We just talk shit for ages, and it's very, very fun. So if you want to refresh and give us a watch, then it counts towards our numbers, and give us a follow. We're on every Sunday. It's very fun. We have guests and stupid streams, and we talk about quack quack quack, and you'll figure out what that means through context later on.
You won't, and you'll forever live in wonderment.
Quack quack quack. How you feeling about the move? We're both moving in the next like few days.
Oh my god, that's amazing! So the biggest part of the move happened on Friday already. I got all of my stuff into storage. So for anybody who doesn't know what's been happening, because I haven't really been able to talk about it too much. I can right now because the person involved is not right here.
Yeah.
And I'm leaving.
Haha, fuck your roommate. Haha, it's official.
I have not enjoyed my flatmate's company since I've moved into this flat in Glasgow. And they could kind of hear me when I was on the show, and that was part of the problem. And it was just not fun. And so I've not been very happy with that. But I have decided to choose homelessness because I couldn't find anywhere else to live very quickly, or I just couldn't. But
not proper homelessness.
For 2 months. Yeah, it's not proper homelessness.
There's a roof. There's places. There's stuff. Yeah.
So I'm working in Ireland a lot this summer, so I've just put all of my stuff into storage in Glasgow, so I won't be around. And I'm very, very excited about this. It feels very freeing. It feels like I could take work anywhere right now.
Right? Isn't it awesome? And especially being in the EU, you could just be like, you know what? I'm going to live in fucking Switzerland for a little while.
Exactly.
Who gives a shit? Yeah.
Exactly. And it's just, I did not know about the concept of storage, and it's just completely opened my mind up.
It's amazing, right? I still have so much shit in London. I have so much shit in London. Basically everything I own is still in a fucking locker in London right now. And it's incredible.
It's so cheap.
We're paying like $100 a month for a pretty big one because we had a lot, because we had a bookstore basically. And I wanted to get rid of all my books. Because that's what I do when I move. I give them away to friends and stuff like that, or I donate them. And you're right, Baldy. Switzerland is not in the EU, but it is in Schengen, so you can do it anyway. But when I wanted to give them away, she was like, well, "Who are you going to give them away to?" And I said, "My friends." And she said, "I'm your friend. They're my books now." So there was
Oh
there was
my days.
no getting rid of them. So I have so much stuff in London. But it's
Nice.
great. It's so freeing. Like
It's so freeing.
because like I'm moving to Toronto and like I move on Friday.
Mhm.
And we've got my buddy and I, who's a pilot, have got an Airbnb for the first month because we were having trouble finding an apartment. But again, it's like perfect because I haven't had an address. I lived in my dad's place for 6 weeks, and then I lived in one apartment for a couple months, and then I lived in a hostel for a month, and then I've been here for 2 months, and then I'm in an Airbnb. I've been just fucking like high-end couch surfing for the last 6 months. And so like imagine having to move all that shit with me. That would be impossible.
That would be a lot.
That would be impossible.
A lot.
For as much as it's costing me to keep this stuff, it would be so much more expensive to keep moving it around.
Yes.
Every time. So, but once
And
I've
so much more
got a
stressful.
place, yeah. Oh Jesus, it would be a nightmare. But once I've got a place, then it's just send it over, and then I can unpack it, and I get that magical moment of like, I've totally forgot that I own this.
Yes.
I'm
kind of looking forward to that. I think I've like put a few surprises away for myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've been trying to remember things that I left in the storage container. And honestly, so much of it is forgotten. So almost all of it. I remember like 10 of my books out of 1,000. And everything else is just maybe, I don't know. I remember that Sadaf has a piano in there.
Oh, you must have a big container.
It's big. It's a big old whopper. And we packed it. It's airtight. There's no space to the point where when the moving guys took all our stuff out, they were like, I was like, is this gonna fit? And they were like, just barely. And we had like a table that Sadaf didn't want to get rid of. Okay. And I was like, is this possible? And they're like, honestly, if you put this table in, you're probably gonna be paying another £50 a month. And so Sadaf was able to let the table go. But oh man, there is no space.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So what I'm looking forward to is a friend of mine volunteered to send it all over for me.
Oh, they're gonna regret that.
Buddy, I've known him for so long, and he was like, listen, I know you're getting a storage container, so if you need help shipping it, just let me know. And I was like, you don't know what you just agreed to, and I'm going to give you an out right now.
Just sold your soul, mate.
And he doubled down, and I'm so looking forward to the angry passive aggressive messages I get while he just hefts box of books after box of books into theoretically another storage container so that it can be shipped.
Oh Christ. Yeah, moving is stressful. It is very, very stressful. But yeah, I honestly was so elated on Friday, and I then went. I had work after I moved. I ended up getting one last shift on that, which is definitely not Batgirl, and I just had a good shift. It was great fun, and then I went out last night, and I've just been in really good form because of it.
Nice.
It's like, oh my god, I'm free of this thing that I've hated about my life for the past 6 months.
Yeah, that's someone. I think it was Steve said full name ABD. Always be doxing. Let's get pictures of this lady. Let's get other addresses. You can finally disclose. You can finally disclose where your apartment is. Because I remember when you moved in and you had that one moment of like, oh, my new roommate seems great. She brought like baked goods, and her dad seems nice. And there was a calamity, and then it was immediately bad.
It was very quickly. It got bad. Yeah,
absolutely amazing, just remarkable.
Yeah. It was. What such kind of bad? Everything was good, and then no, we've walked into a trap.
As soon as that veneer comes off, when people stop being polite and they start living there, you're like, fuck.
Get her Facebook page on screen.
Oops,
you did it too. Get her bank details a lot. Yeah. I mean, it's very tempting. I think what I might do instead is poison her plants.
Oh, nice one.
So any tips on how to do that would be well appreciated. That would be a terrible thing to do.
I've been quietly accidentally killing the plants of the lady that I'm subletting from. because I just don't know what to do. I keep watering them.
That's what you don't do.
Probably not enough, maybe too much. I don't know.
It depends on each individual plant, but
I know, it's
as
a
a
nightmare.
general rule, if you keep watering them, you're going to drown them.
Why I've been doing it once a week, which is the advice that she gave me.
Okay.
But the she didn't give me a quantity. I was not given a volume with which
So-
to water.
If you like stick your finger into the soil,
Yeah.
and if you kind of get about halfway down into the pot and it's bone dry, then you
Yeah.
should water it. But if it feels moist, don't water it.
Okay. Well, we were getting to the point where the top was dry.
Okay.
So I think I wasn't
The
watering
top
it enough.
Can be dry.
Oh, fucking
But if it's
plants, man.
halfway down, you can feel moisture. It's probably okay for now. Give it another couple of days.
That's how natural fingering is, even in the plant world. Just get it in. Just see how wet it is. Just see how wet it is. That'll give you an idea of where to proceed next.
I don't have anything to add to that. That's quite funny.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So where you going to Dublin? You going to County Cork?
I'm going to Cork in 5 hours.
Oh my God. I didn't realize it was that.
It's very soon. So the show is going to end. I will attempt to sleep for a couple of hours, and then I'm getting up at 3 to go and get my bus. I'm walking to my bus with 30 kilos of suitcase.
Oh my God.
But this is how little I trust the taxi services in Glasgow. I'm just like, you know what? It's easier to walk. I'll give myself an extra 20 minutes. I'll walk.
Nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
And we have today's title, Natural Fingering. Yeah, so I'm going to walk to the bus, and then I'm getting a bus to Edinburgh Airport. So you can only fly to Cork from Edinburgh Airport, but bus from Glasgow City to Glasgow Airport and to Edinburgh Airport is pretty much the same. So it's kind of
nice.
Because Edinburgh Airport is on the Glasgow side of Edinburgh.
Who did we have on that did stand up outside Edinburgh Airport? Was it Elliot?
No, it was. Oh my God, who was that?
That's CMB chat. Come to our rescue. They
it
did
wasn't
like
CMB because we haven't had CMB on. You keep thinking we have, and we haven't.
right. He's just such a natural.
We need
fit.
to remedy that. That's
we
clearly
absolutely
the sign here.
We absolutely do.
Oh, it was that. Yeah, it was Josh. What's his name? Your pal that came on.
Thank you so much for following, Matt Decker. Welcome to the Troggies. Josh, my
was
friend.
it Ed Knight?
Was it Ed Knight? Josh. I have a friend named Josh. That doesn't sound right.
Was it John's friend named Josh?
Maybe. Doesn't really matter. But
Who
the
knows?
show was
Anyway,
a
there was somebody
nightmare.
who did.
I think it might have been Ed as well.
Okay.
I think it might have been Ed as well, right, Richard? Oh, Richard, are you all set up for Edinburgh Fringe? Are you going? Can we post your details? We want to plug people.
Yeah, plug. John is going to the Fringe. You're not, are you?
No, I'm taking this year off because I'm showing up in a new city, in a new country. Yeah. I got to establish myself here first. Yeah. Plus, COVID is really not being dealt with properly at all out there. So it's like, why would I go now? That's why I left. It's a big problem.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's kind of, it feels like it just doesn't exist anymore, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is, almost everybody I know has had it now. I don't think I've actually talked to anyone recently who's not had it.
Isn't that insane? It was Joe.
It is insane, but everybody's kind of been flushed through with this much weaker strain of it. So everybody's kind of just had it like a bit of a cold, and they're fine. And so the fear seems to have died down.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, nice.
It's good to live without fear, but I'm still pro masks. Like, I think they're important.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Joe's last name? It was Joe. And that's really bothering me now.
Joe who?
I can't. I can see his face. I can remember his candle commercial. I've done so many shows with him, and his last name is gone. It's absolutely gone.
Oh, we're terrible hosts.
Yeah, Mildred, 100% scared of long COVID. Oh, good, Richard. I'm glad I'm not alone. I've known him for no joke a decade. I've known this guy for 10 years, and his name
I've
is
only encountered
absolutely.
him when he was a guest on this show, so I don't feel too bad.
Oh well, thanks, Joe. Appreciate it, bud.
We should still know our guests a bit better. Oh dear.
So yeah, so you're going to Cork.
I'm going to Cork, yeah. So I'm leaving at 3, and then my flight's at 7. So I'll be in Cork for 8:30, and then I'm passing my parents like ships in the night to get the car off them. We're going to go for breakfast, and then they're getting on a flight to go on holidays.
Very nice.
And so I'll just drive home and be reunited with my dogs.
Yay! Reunited, alone in the house. Joe Jacobs.
Alone in the house.
Oh,
Joe Jacobs.
Thank you so much. Oh my God.
Play that airport again, Joe. Yeah, you clearly need the exposure.
Steve says 3 of my colleagues have gone down with COVID this week. A 4th this weekend. I'm expected to cover for all 4 people. And Friday, I had a bit of a quiet word with my boss because he was panicking about the workload. Everything is a bit fucked. That checks out. I heard that I was talking to two very old friends of mine yesterday, who are in Brighton, and they were saying that they got COVID in February, and they got in just under the wire where you could still be like, I'm not coming into work, and you have to pay me for that because I have COVID. And now it's like, well, I guess, you're sick and you don't have sick days. So too bad, Billy Bob.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a fucking nightmare. Ian B, me too. I think I've avoided it as well. I might have gotten it early on, but ever since, I think I've ducked it, which is pretty fucking sweet. But I got a flight on Friday.
So smug. I felt so smug up until I got it. And
yeah.
Now it at that point when I got it, it was like, oh, if you haven't had COVID yet, you're like really sexy. And now I feel like it's kind of going to the other way where it's like, maybe get out of the house.
Yeah, they're very much like, you don't have friends. And it's like, I do. That's how good masks are. That's how I'm just still taking
work,
precautions.
like masks and everything. It does work. I like know what I did to get it. I'm pretty certain it was this train that I was on.
Yeah.
It was all rugby folk. There was not a mask in sight. I took my mask off because I wanted to eat some sweets.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. I mean,
myself.
I did a show in a small town in Nanaimo, named Nanaimo in the north of the island on Friday, and they just lifted mask mandates and fucking no one had one on. I was the only person in there, and the looks they were giving me. And then I bombed, and then it was the longest 45-minute set. They really, really liked me for the first 10, which I knew was going to happen. And I said to the other comics, I was like, they're new. And I was like, here's the thing that you learn when you've been doing this a little while. They're going to really enjoy me for 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's just going to just go bad. And then it's going to stay bad for the whole time. And I was exactly right. I couldn't have been more right. And I knew it was going to be bad because they were playing Puddle of Mud, which is a band that I guarantee you haven't heard. And I will not subject you to, but just know that their biggest hit was called She Fucking Hates Me. And they are nightmares. Floyd Mullet, they just weren't my crowd. That was all. They were very nice. They were very nice people. There was no like abuse or anything. Just weren't vibing. Just they wanted.
You in charge of vibes?
But every now and then you just can't. You can't just vibe out. That's the problem with stand up. It's like, hey man, I got my vibe. You gotta meet me here.
Yeah. Richard Wright has got Edinburgh shows. Richard Wright Into the Right Verse, August 19th to 28th, 5:45 p.m. at Southsider, and then another show, Late and Lovely, August 19th to 28th at 10:45 p.m. at Southsider. Both shows are free, so go and see them to pack out your fringe.
Richard, didn't you have a different venue? I thought you were in a different venue from that when we first spoke. But definitely go see Richard. Richard's great. Also follow him on Twitch because he streams. He talks about professional wrestling and plays some games. He's a wonderful man. Yeah, not getting it has been rough. I'm still wearing it as like I'm doing a good job.
Badge of honor, yeah.
I'm doing a good job.
I really felt like shame when I got it. I really felt embarrassed. I felt like it was my fault that I hadn't done the precaution. Like, obviously I say that I did I know what I did to get it.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
quack, quack,
you
quack,
just feel
obviously.
like, you just feel a bit, oh God, I've let myself down here. But I'm also just like, I got a really mild dose of it, and hopefully that's actually going to help my immune system, and I'm just putting a positive spin on it.
Yeah, you're extra strong now. You're extra. You're ready there.
I'm
Good,
triple
Richard.
vaxxed and I've had it, so
There you go. For the next 3
don't
months, you're
fuck with me,
bulletproof.
COVID.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
You can do anything. You're gonna be walking around just putting feet
also-
in crotches, just getting
It
ready.
made work so much easier because I didn't have to keep getting tested all the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's my friends. My friends that I was talking to who got it last month. They went to go see My Dad Wrote a Porno live at the Brighton Dome, and she was saying that her app wasn't working, the Vax app. And so the lady at the door was like, "That's okay. Just there's a quick test thing right there. They've got like a little van so everyone can do it in and out in 5 minutes." And then what's up, Bex? And then the person that tested her came out and was like, "I am so sorry. I'm so like it was her fault. Like it was like really, really apologetic, really like heartbroken for my friend, which is very sweet. But also like it wasn't necessarily nurses working there. She could tell that half the people working there were like theater staff. And she was like, this is not the job that they signed up for, is to give people the news that they have this global fucking disease. It's like they're there to pick up after shitty people who litter during the show. They're just they're ushers. But yeah, no, it's I haven't had that conversation yet, which I'm very, very happy about. Oh, for everyone wondering about John is in Australia. He's over there for I think it's
we just
Melbourne,
forgot to address that.
Melbourne Fringe. Someone asked earlier on, I meant to mention it, but so he flew yesterday and is currently dead. Yeah, basically. There's
not alive anymore.
There's no sound from him. There's no notice. But he'll be back, just not right now. Yeah. Also, we're gonna have a Patreon episode
show last week, I think. We recorded a Patreon episode and it's really good. We had such a fun time on that show.
It was really, really fun. So we'll post in the Discord when we put that up, so everyone knows, and you can go and check it out. Man, I'm so fucking excited to move.
Yeah.
Victoria's been great, but I swear to God, there's like 3 goddamn shows in the city. and the city center is so small that like I've walked every inch of it 100 times, and there's just nowhere else to go. Like I'm bored. I'm just bored. It's such a nice place, and I'm so bored. I want to get to Toronto, where you walk in any direction, you just go for 4 hours, and there's a new neighborhood.
Yes.
Oh God, I'm so fucking excited.
That's gonna be great.
I've got a meeting with a guy that I've heard about for my whole life, named Mark Breslin, who runs Yuck Yucks. He's been the owner of Yuck Yucks Comedy Clubs since I was a kid.
You and John were messaging about this a wee bit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have a meeting with him about maybe working with them for a while, which would be cool. I'm just looking forward to meeting him. He's like Canada's Lorne Michaels, even though Lorne Michaels is Canadian, but he left us for ages. Lorne Michaels started. He's the executive producer of SNL and continues to be and has been forever. He made like the Wayne's World movies, and he made 30 Rock, Conan. He picked Conan to be the host of that show. He's like a seminal, big Kids in the Hall, worked on SCTV. He's like a fucking legend. But he left. And so now we have Mark Breslin, who's this guy who's been running comedy clubs for 40 years. And depending on who you ask, is either a genius or a maniac, which are my favorite people to meet, because I have no idea what's coming. Everyone I ask gives me completely different advice.
That's fun. That means that, well, it could go either way in that case, but it's, it should be good.
I'm sure it'll be fine. He's been running. He likes my stand-up. I sent him a clip, and he was like, "Yep, this is what we're looking for." So I'm sure it'll be very positive. But from either he's a guy who plays extensive mind games and will try to fuck with me, or is a straight shooter and is really nice. Which is it, guys? Which is it? Baldy, Lorne Michaels quit for 1 year. That was the Gene Dumanian year. Universally agreed to be the worst year in SNL history, even by the cast. Even the cast agrees. Man, what a shitty year. The only good thing to come out of that was Eddie Murphy.
I do not know much about the history of SNL.
There's a great book about it, which is the oral history of Saturday Night Live, and the stories in there are insane. It was quite a show. It was quite a show. In the you know how they over the last couple of years, it's come out that the guy that invented the trainee doctor routine, where like you work like 48 hours straight and you have to just do all the stuff. Like basically they break you. It's like Marines training.
Right.
It turns out he was addicted to speed and cocaine. And so that's why he was able to do those hours. So, and then they just never changed it, even though this wreckhead is the one that set the pace. So it's like basing every sport on people who are doing steroids. It's just insane. But it's carried on. And it was the same with SNL, because in SNL in the early days, everyone was just, smoking crack or doing cocaine all the time. And so all the writing got done. Like you would show up at 2 p.m. on Tuesday, and then you would work until Thursday. And it was all writing and pitching, but in between people were doing drugs and they were fucking in offices, and it was just a
little bit of quack 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 going on there.
A whole lot of quack quack quack, and now
and crack
it's
crack crack. I don't
and
like
crack
no,
crack.
but-
I like that. And now it's calmed down a little bit because people don't do drugs in entertainment the way they used to.
But the
Everybody's
same creative output is still expected.
Yeah, and the same hours are still largely expected, though apparently Tina Fey did a lot to sort of nip that in the bud, to be like, listen, we're human beings, not insane coke addicts.
And it's like you're making television, you're not saving lives.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know the story of Larry David quitting SNL?
No.
Did you ever watch Seinfeld? Because they turned it into an episode. So what he did was he had this huge blow up, and he screams at everybody, and he loudly just pronounces that he quits, and he storms out, and then he gets home, and he's just like, what the fuck have I done? I just quit one of the best jobs in entertainment over what? And so the next day he just showed up, didn't mention it, just acted like nothing had happened. Just kept going about his day.
That is a bold move.
Very
that
bold.
Takes confidence.
Yeah. He was just, put it on them. Make them acknowledge it. I'm just gonna go about my goddamn day. And it worked. Wow. It worked. No one said anything. Absolutely worked. They all just went, all right, I guess Larry's a bit of a weirdo, so fair enough. He just blew his stack. And then they wrote that into a Seinfeld episode where George Costanza quits and makes a big deal about it.
I feel like I've seen that as a kind of a comedy trope now in various different scenarios of TV shows or whatever. It seems like a familiar story.
Yeah, Larry David lived it. Larry David is the stories of him from doing stand-up and from stories of writing with him he seems like a very difficult person, like a brilliant, difficult person. Like he used to, he would get up at stand-up shows and he would get behind the mic and he would look out at the crowd and then just go, no, and just leave. He wouldn't even tell a joke. He'd just look at him and be like, no, I don't think so. And just fuck off. It's like, great.
Oh,
okay, man.
great.
I mean, way to know your worth. It worked out for him. It worked out.
Yes.
But damn.
There's knowing your worth, and then there's just pure arrogance, though.
Yeah. It's tough because he wrote maybe the most successful sitcom of all time. It's like between Seinfeld and Friends, and now has one of the most consistently relevant, amazing comedy shows in history in Curb Your Enthusiasm. So, and he wrote for SNL for years. So it's like, maybe he really is that good,
Yeah, but you can be that good and be a decent person as well.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he can. I don't think he has it in him.
Skill
But
and talent and achievement do not negate the necessity to be a nice person.
well, I heard this. I've heard this thing a few times where there's like 3 rules, and you have to be 2 out of 3. You have to work hard, you have to be on time, and you have to get along with people. And you just need 2 of the 3. You just need, if you show up and you get along with everybody, you probably won't get fired because everyone's happy to have you around and you're not a nuisance. If you show up on time and you work hard, it's all right that people don't really like you. You get the job done. And if you work hard and people like you, you can show up late. Who gives a shit? It's this guy. But you got to be 2 of the 3.
That makes a lot of sense. I can think of some people I can apply that to.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But again, it is possible to be all 3.
Oh, for sure. But I think it's rare. I think it's very rare.
Rare. Yeah. It is rare.
I love this. Guy, Steve Mooney says, a guy I worked with years ago handed in his notice in a sorry for your loss card.
Oh, I love that so much.
That's so funny. Yeah, yes, meatballs, probably. We'll know it's true equality when those rules apply to women and people of color. But, for now.
For the podcast listeners, the 4th rule is to be a man.
That's right. Yes.
Straight and white, if it helps.
Yeah, work on that, ladies.
If you can.
Work on it. I've heard a lot of stories from trans women about the difference in the way that they're treated immediately as soon as people sort of see them as women, and they'll be like, or people who don't know that they're trans and have just met them and accept that they're women right away. And they're immediately treated worse. Immediately people talk over them. All these things are like, it was so fast. But I want to hear stories from trans men about just being respected immediately, and just everybody wants to hear your opinion, and you immediately get a promotion. And
we want those stories. Yeah.
I really want to hear those stories. I'm really curious.
Yeah. I would like to hear those stories as well.
That's like a very, very underrated rags to riches story. Of just all the problems with being a woman and how you're treated, to suddenly just the opulence of male privilege. Oh my God, it's so good up here. It's like being
good.
It's like being bumped up to business class. You're just like, there's so much space. Oh my God.
Yeah, and I can put my legs out and nobody will fucking care.
Yeah, and if they do, they might look at me, decide it's not worth it, and just keep it to themselves. Also possible. Oh man.
Yeah, I would love to experience that. Just like walk a mile in a man's shoes for a day. And there was a thing online going around, and it's probably one of those things that a lot of people have seen, where there was somebody who, there was 2 colleagues that worked together. They were a man and a woman, but they kind of held the same level of in whatever office they were working in. But they shared an email inbox, but they would sign off as themselves the whole time.
Okay.
And one of them realized he was really struggling with clients that he'd been working with for ages. He was just like, why is this not working? Like, why is this being so difficult? And he realized he'd been accidentally signing off as his colleague all day. And
how do you do that?
I don't know what the setup was. I don't know what the kind of situation might have been, but he had accidentally been signing off as his female colleague all day.
Yeah.
And he had just had a fucking nightmare. So when he spoke to his female colleague, they kind of did it as, it might have been an auto signature, as Baldy said.
I thought that too, but if you've got 2 people using it, you just wouldn't use an auto signature.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it might have happened. They could have had some sort of internal office setup thing. I don't know. But yeah, so when he spoke to his female colleague about it, they were like, how about we do this as a bit of an experiment? So for a month, they swapped signatures to see how their workload increased or decreased. Because she had been constantly getting berated about not hitting the same numbers as him. And so they swapped over, and he just had a nightmare month of just being like having really difficult times with his clients or the people he was speaking to. And her numbers soared.
Wow.
And it was literally just a case of signing off on an email.
Yeah.
But like I've experienced that as well, just through email. When I was working for the theater, I'd be signing off. Now, my name is gender neutral, so I did occasionally get addressed as Mr. Manning. And you know, it was fine. But the clientele that we had as well were the type of people that would write to an establishment with "Dear Sirs." You know, so it was there was definitely this vibe the whole time. But yeah, the amount of times where I would get like full mansplained to in an email. There was a guy that he was trying to access one of the shows we were doing, because we did online shows during the pandemic, and he was trying to get onto whatever the show was, and he just kept replying with, "I've worked in IT for 30 years," like all of this sort of nonsense. About how he knew how computers work, and the information I was telling him made no sense. And I was giving him the most basic, accessing a live stream show information you could think of. And he just wasn't having it. And then my colleague who was, again, it was a male colleague, same level as me, he ended up responding to him, and it just got sorted. Like,
just went away. Yeah.
Just went away. Just to the point where because these shows, it was a series that happened every month for 8 months, I think. And so I was just like, in future, when that guy emails in, you're responding, because I just can't.
And what was he thinking when he would? Oh, I didn't know there was a man there. Ah, good. Everything will be fine. Oh, that's all you had to say. There's a man in the room. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah. Or the amount of people that, like, I've had situations where a colleague is, like, technically I'm their supervisor, but and this would be like in person at box office counters and stuff. You know, where people would be like, can I speak to somebody, or they try and speak to my male colleague, even though I'm the supervisor here today. You know, it's me that you're trying to deal with, but they're just like, they will only speak to a man. And I watched a man who had a full-on fight with me over the fact that he had accidentally bought 6 tickets to a huge New Year's Eve event, like accidentally, and didn't realize for like 3 months that he had accidentally spent over £300 that he didn't need to spend. And I'm like, I'm not going to feel sorry for you if you didn't notice you were missing £300 until now. I'm like, my sympathy is already quite low, but he just had such an argument with me. I was just like, I'm really sorry. It does say that you, like, there's a lot of like cancellation terms and conditions or whatever. And I was saying to him, I can't refund this to you. You would need to take it to the head office or whatever. But he stood in front of me to call the head office, which takes a bit of time. And then he speaks to my colleague on the other end, who is of course a man. And he's so charming and polite. And my colleague just refunds him, and he just kind of because he's able to do that though. Like, he's at that level in the office, he's able to issue the refund. Whereas I just had not got the clearance to do it. And so he almost just looked at me as if, oh, you could have just done that the whole time. And it's like, no, I couldn't. I explained that to you, but you just didn't listen.
Also, maybe if you'd talked to me the way you talked to that guy, I would have been more inclined to try. Maybe that's
it's just when you watch that switch right in front of you. And I called my colleague afterwards. I was just like, dude, he was so rude to me, and he was just like, oh, I'm so sorry. I probably would have given him more grief if I'd realized.
That's Paul Duncan McGarity coming in here with I try to keep it fair by ignoring everyone under 6'2". That's a nice, everyone needs a policy. And I like that. That's the Randy Newman short people got no reason to live mantra.
But also, just in terms of, you know, biology, statistically speaking, that is mostly women.
Yeah. Sorry, ladies. Sorry. And sorry to the short kings. Apologies out there, short kings.
There's a lot of love for short kings around the place at the moment. And I put it down solely to Tom Holland.
I could see that. That shit will not last. That is a short term. It's like mustaches. Mustaches are cool right now. It's going to be 6 months. That's I had, for the first time in my life, someone complimented facial hair and didn't include me in it because 2 of the guys I was with had mustaches. And I was like, this is kind of nice. This is new. I'm used to drunk strangers coming up to me in the street trying to touch my goddamn face. And
Does that
this dude
happen?
is all the time, so much.
I
Can
have never felt inclined to touch somebody's beard.
So many people want to touch my goddamn face. I've had a beard since I was 18, and oh my god, almost entirely drunk women, almost exclusively drunk women, and then occasionally it's a guy. It's like
so mad.
Sober dudes, drunk women.
Okay, yeah.
And they want it. They need to know. They were not trying to suck my beard, Baldy. But I mean, maybe if they put it that way, it's like, well, you got to put something in there first, something worth sucking. But the
Something worth sucking.
yeah.
Oh.
Yes, meatballs. You absolutely. Oh, sorry. Yeah. And Floyd Mullet, you absolutely spelt it right. Yeah, I've been clean shaven twice since I'm at Sadaf. So it happens. It happens occasionally. It'll happen again at some point in the next 2 years.
I saw a photo of you clean shaven, and I was just like, that's not Chris. I know. It's
Yeah,
just,
it's
like,
odd.
so different.
People don't like it. People do.
No.
People do. My face is fine, but they're also like, no. So completely different people speak to me.
Yeah, it's a very different vibe. It's not that it doesn't look good or anything. It just, you have a beard. That's just the end of it.
Yeah. No, it's no joke. Like, my friends are uncomfortable, and strangers that would consider giving me change in the street are suddenly coming up and exchanging stock tips. Like, it is such a different thing. Oh, we have a new patron, Graham Reed. Thank you so much for joining the Patreon.
Oh, welcome to the Patreon. You are going to have exclusive access to extra episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, this
yeah.
is another thing as well. You may have this as a glasses wearer as well, Chris. Trying on glasses, like, fuck.
Yeah.
I mean this with every fiber of my being. Fuck off. This is 400 quid. If you have 400 quid insurance on my glasses, you can try them on. You have to hand that over to me in cash right now before you go anywhere near my face. But the amount of drunk people who just like grab them off your face, and I'm like, sorry, what? That is literally my eyesight.
Yeah.
I cannot get home if you take my glasses and break them or like, I cannot.
I remember I've had glasses. How old were you when you first got glasses?
I was 10 years old.
I was 10 as well.
Aw.
Yeah. So yeah, like
cute.
fourth grade. And I remember my buddy Russell, who I've known forever. Also, tour grade. So sorry for doxing you there, bud. I had no idea. I didn't know that you'd done that, but nice to meet you.
Oh God. Oh, you.
How could I have known? How could I have
always
known
been
that?
doxing.
It didn't
ABD,
say anything
folks.
about ABD, baby, ABD. Yeah, my buddy Russell, who I've known since I was like 5. He said it was so funny to watch, because like I was so relaxed about everything. Like, you basically couldn't bully a reaction out of me, and people tried because I'm very polite and I was a very quiet kid, and so people tried to bully me regularly, and you just couldn't get a reaction. If you took my glasses, I would fuck you up. It was like there was going to be a real problem. And he's like, yeah, you're so chill the rest of the time, but if someone takes your glasses, you will end them. I'm like, yeah, because they're actually important.
It's awful. And it actually took me a few years to realize it, though. Like, I think I was a bit kind of lonely and sad as a child. So as a teenager, people taking my glasses, it was like attention, and I was happy to have it. But I did very quickly realize, oh no, this is not okay.
Yeah.
But there was definitely a couple of times where people took my glasses, and I was just, and yeah, it's not good.
Do guys do it with flirting? Because like women will do it to flirt all the time.
It's not a move.
I want to see
if
how
anything,
blind you
you've
are.
just written yourself off.
All right. It depends on how cute they are. Honestly, it worked a couple times on me. But they didn't have to. That's the thing, is like,
also
if it's gonna work,
glasses
you don't need it.
and you're just like comparing, That's
Love
fine.
it. Yeah, for sure. All the time. We do that
All the
constantly.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
I did that recently. I used that move. I didn't consciously use it as a move. It just sort of happened, but it does just happen a lot of the time. There is always a fascination, I think.
Yeah, people are curious. I
Yeah.
think they're trying to figure out. Also, like I've had it a couple times when people put on my glasses and they go, "Oh, I can see better." I'm like, "Buddy, you're fucked. That's bad."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's... This would be very funny. Chris Beards and Ashley glasses at the merch table. That
Yeah.
would be. Oh, what would John's be? Because if we could get like, because we're gonna do live ones one day. My hope
Yeah.
is that not this Edinburgh, but the one after. I want to
The
do
one
when
after.
we're all there. We'll do a bunch of live ones.
Yeah.
And I would love to get Y fronts. That's so funny.
Oh my god.
It'd be so funny to have like a table of like basically like how we have like Team Ashley, Team Betts, Team
Yes.
Hastings, and have it laid out. And it's like, so you pick, you can like
Yes.
wear like a beard, or you can wear the glasses, or you can
That
wear
would
like
be so fun.
wear like a cast for John,
Yeah.
or just
Yeah, we could definitely. We're gonna come up with some fun shit for the live shows.
yeah, it's gonna be very
Edinburgh
silly.
Fringe 2023 is
Bike handles,
It's gonna happen.
prosthetic
It occurred
elbow
to me-
lumps.
Just
A
like you know,
jizz
have you
fist.
seen when he does the two scars? You could just
Yeah.
get like just the two scars.
Just like, or maybe like hats from a local botanical garden.
So many merch ideas. Yeah, it's next year when we do live shows together. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah, we're gonna do some silly stuff. I think that's gonna be great.
Very silly stuff.
I
feel
have
like we
never.
should- No, go on. Sorry.
Oh no! Finish your thought. I'm gonna. I'll bring that up in a second.
I
You
was
feel like
just
we should?
going to say, I feel like, oh God, I actually don't even remember the thought anymore.
Live
I'm sorry.
shows, fun things to do.
I was going to say, I feel like we should have a venue and it's like for 4 hours or something.
Yeah. Do a 12-hour
Just like
live
a
mega
mega
stream.
stream live.
Just keep bringing guests in, and actually, that sounds
People in.
pretty fucking fun. That
That would
sounds.
be kind of insane, but yeah. that
Have
would be
people
fun.
come and go. I think that sounds great. Oh, a chewable mic. That's a great idea. Oh, I like that.
That's a terrible idea.
That's so the heckling would be absolutely ludicrous. There would be no respite. What would we do with the chat? How do you incorporate the chat into a live show?
I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to really do some logistical planning for this.
I guess we could like project the chat onto the screen behind us.
Yeah, for people
have-
who are not because we will try and probably stream it,
Oh yeah, we'll stream it live for sure.
and then have the chat. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a
Oh.
lot of technical work on it.
The Hype Train sing along will be the highlight. The highlight.
Imagine a full venue of people singing Hype Train songs.
Oh my god, that's what I
I
want
will
the
hate
most
it.
in the world right now. Is a room full of troggies singing the Hype Train song together.
Oh my
I'm immediately touched. Oh, that sounds so wonderful.
Oh no.
And Ashley's just furious. You're just so mad. And we've got all the lighting is just a spotlight on you. There's no, you can't see anyone else. It's just your angry face.
It's just darkness with all of the Hype Train song and me in a spotlight getting very annoyed.
Yes, Meatballs, you love it. You love the Hype Train song. Everyone loves the Hype Train song. We're going to release it as a Christmas single. It's going to be a big deal.
I do think it'll be fun to have team merch.
Yeah.
That will be definitely very fun.
No, I'm so excited. It's so far away. God damn it.
Do you know what? No,
Oh.
it's not, is it? It's going to come around so quickly.
Where should we do it? Chat. Where should we take our live show? We'll do it in Edinburgh, obviously.
I mean, it'll be Edinburgh, but like it'll
Oh.
be subject to what venue we can get.
But like also we'll be around. Like we can also, we could do a little mini tour. We could do Manchester, we could do Bristol, we could do Bright, we could do London,
We could planet. Yeah.
You can just do that. That's totally doable. So
Yeah.
Mildred C said worldwide.
Worldwide world tour.
That's the Pitbull Worldwide, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. and Ms. Worldwide tour.
Oh no. Yeah, book your hotels for Fringe 2023 now. Oh Christ. I am looking for Fringe accommodation, and because I've now, decided not to be living in Glasgow, but I'm hoping to get work for the Fringe. But I will have to live there for it. And it is, I looked at a hostel for £1,880 for an 8-bed dorm. That's not I think I said this to you actually when we were doing the
Oh yeah, I
Patreon
think
episode.
that's on the Patreon. Yeah, that is absolutely impossible. That is
impossible.
Ridiculous. Although
Yeah.
I got to say that regular rent in Canada is just Fringe prices.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Christ.
It's easy $2,000, easy. Just nuts.
That's insane. You're paying about £100 a night. Jesus. I am going to try and bum from some friends.
Yeah.
Just see if I can pull that off, but it probably won't happen.
Yeah, no, it's for anyone that might be new to the stream or isn't involved in comedy. Just the Edinburgh Fringe accommodation. What happens is people that own flats or houses in Edinburgh rent for fairly low prices the rest of the year, and then in August they just pay off their mortgage by jacking it up through the roof. So it's a nightmare because we are basically students.
Yeah.
We do not have good money.
I have already looked into this. This is more expensive than a hostel.
They're always one step ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
these money men.
motorhomes are not cheap at all. It was going to cost, I think it was going to cost $4,000 for a van for the month.
Has anyone ever tried just bringing a hammock and quietly setting it up in their venue? Just waiting until the last show ends.
So sure that has happened.
Just snug.
That really feels like it must have happened. I'm considering camping. Considering camping for a month.
Don't do it. I've got friends that did it. Nightmare. It's so bad.
Oh,
it's so
dear.
bad. Yeah, there's Tony C, who runs, or at least used to run, a great room in Bristol. He rode his bike from Bristol to Edinburgh. And I remember I was sitting outside a cafe with Phil Ellis. We were having a coffee, waiting for the key to our flat. And fucking Tony rides up, and we're like, "Tony, how you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm in a bit of a bad mood, but it's a long ride, had some problems, but I'm here now, so I'm gonna go set up my tent." And we're like, "You're gonna murder somebody by the end of this. There's no way this ends well for you. Camping in Fringe is £1,000 a week."
£1,000 a week to camp in Edinburgh during the Fringe.
To live miserably.
What?
And I love camping.
I like camping. I haven't done it in years, to be honest.
Wow.
Do a sleep show and sell tickets to it. Come and watch me sleep. Oh, I'd get some fucking weirdos in that, but man, that would get like an old OnlyFans following or something.
Yeah, do like the nap time.
I could
with
totally
Ashley.
make money of people just watching me sleep for a month.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
100%.
you can come in, you have to be quiet, you cannot touch yourself. All you can do is watch me sleep and put as much money in a bucket as you want. But that's all you can do.
I think,
No touching yourself.
Stop it. I know you're out there. I can hear that.
Only naps. Oh wow. I'm genuinely quite intrigued to try something like that.
I bet you could do that. I bet some venue would be like, "You know what? Yeah, let's go. Every night you just sleep in there." Your whole audience would be other comics, where it's just cheaper to buy a ticket to your show than it is to get a goddamn apartment. It'd just be you and 30
How
comics.
great would that be if it was just a room full of comics sleeping, but it was like the best-selling show of the
It's sold out run. I think this is a weirdly brilliant tack.
I feel like this could get legs. We could be onto something right now.
What a workaround. Everybody sleeps. That's the whole.
Everybody just sleeps.
That's the whole show. Everybody sleeps.
I
think,
really want to do this. Oh no.
Yeah, and then you make a bundle.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need a single poster.
No.
It would sell out immediately.
Yeah.
And they would try to add extra shows. You'd have to take like afternoon nap shows and stuff just to clear it out.
I really want to do this.
This is a great idea. This is a fantastic idea. And you would win Spirit of the Fringe. You'd
Yeah.
win an award for it.
I guarantee I could win an award on that.
Absolutely. 100%.
Right. Let's see if this can get off the ground.
All right. What venue are we going with?
It's got to be like warm and dry, so it can't be the caves.
It's got to be warm and dry. It can't have late night shows in it. No midnight
Can't have late
shows,
night shows.
because that'll screw up everyone's circadian rhythms. And
Yep.
that's what's the whole point of the show.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Please sleep on this idea. Get the Pleasance Dome and fund your life for the year.
Yeah. Oh, buddy. So
Oh
much.
my god, imagine the big, huge venue and I'm just on the stage, curled up, fast
Yeah.
asleep.
They just pull all the chairs back. They fold back like in a high school gymnasium into that sort of flat, and then just a bunch of fun little
Do you know
mattresses.
what? A little part of my mind though is like, there was that show where somebody's just dressed as a gorilla and you don't know who it is.
Oh
What if
yeah,
it was that but sleeping?
a young
like
man,
a sleeping comics.
a young man dressed as a gorilla, dressed as an old man, sits in a chair for an hour.
Yes.
Something,
And
it's something like that.
people just come in and out of it and he does nothing but sit there and then they take off the mask at the end. It could be an absolute nobody. It could be a huge star.
Yeah. I have somewhere in one of my notebooks here, I have notes that I took when I went to that, because it was the stuff that people do is I saw a full fight breakout. I saw people that I know, people who are comics, do incredibly disrespectful things. And it was just like, it was right at the end of the run.
Gorilla.
So everybody was just weird. And yeah, it was just like to the gorilla, to other audience members, to the way the chants worked out. I've got it somewhere, but it's something primal is released in that show where because it's sort of like New Year's Eve, where they feel like the whole point is to do something big and weird and let this out. So this is the only time to let this happen. The gorilla got a lap dance, full like nudity, like a full, or just like a grind, because those are two different things. A lap dance involves nipples, minimum.
EICC doesn't have late shows, right? Oh my god, the EICC.
That would be so funny. That'd be so funny if you sold out a huge theater just to sleep. Everyone just takes a nap. Oh my god, I would love that so much.
I really want to do this. I really like just sleeping in a Batman bed. Oh my god. I kind of really just want to do that.
Yeah, and it's also like a protest piece because it's
Yeah.
about rent prices.
Yeah.
This started out as a joke, and I am more and more
I'm
convinced
now
that this
like
is a great
really,
idea.
really thinking about it.
Fantastic idea. Part of the show is
Like
everybody cleans up the room after the last, you sweep, you don't want any dust while you're sleeping on the floor. And so all together, everybody, as they walk in, they get a broom and you all tidy up together, put on your gym jams, and then just tuck up. A little bit of ASMR or light jazz while everyone falls asleep. You got to read a story.
Personally, I always, oh my god, like a full story time and bedtime.
Full bedtime
And,
story.
like, for the whole month, I just could invest in like properly cute pajamas, as in like onesies, like look like a kid's version of pajamas.
Yeah, 100%.
I love this idea too much.
I also love this idea. Different story every night. Oh, I think this is great.
Like full story time. So now when I go to sleep, if I'm struggling to get to sleep, I listen to classical music. I can make 1-inch buttons for you. What does that mean?
like a badge, like a pin. We call them buttons in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Now I
free.
listen
Mildred,
to.
damn.
Oh. I listen to classical music when I can't sleep now. Like slow classical, Bach, Tchaikovsky, Chopin, that sort of stuff. But when I was a kid, I used to listen to the Mr. Men, like Mr. Men bedtime tapes.
Yeah. Nice.
And I feel like that could be really fun.
It's so that of all the things that went audio, Mr. Men I think is the most surprising, because
Yeah.
isn't the whole point the shapes and colors? It's not story
I know.
driven.
Mr. Men's bedtime was really, really nice, though. It was it was narrated. I'd have to try and dig out those tapes, or you can probably get them still somewhere online. Yeah, I'm sure you could get bedtime tapes for children and just play them throughout the show.
Well, Audible has a bunch of them. Audible has a bunch of
Yeah.
audiobooks that are specifically to put you to sleep. There's one I used to listen to that it was too interesting, so I couldn't go to sleep, but it was about the perfect swing in baseball.
Okay.
I think it was about Mickey Mantle, and it was just very nice, but it was like Joe Jonas, I think, was reading it or something like that. And yeah, it was odd, but there's some great ones. Murray Elaine as a guest star reading bedtime stories is a fantastic idea.
That's a great idea.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
I'm so taken with this idea. And
Me
as you
too.
say, like a protest piece, it would actually be quite. It would potentially get some traction.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a very cool idea. Someone mentioned Bob Slayer would do it. Bob Slayer would be right up there, but I don't think he has the venue for it. Bob's only got
No.
he's got the
It
bus
would
and
have
he's
to
got the
be.
gear.
It would have to be a safe venue.
Somewhere that you can close the door and lock it, because if people are sleeping,
Yeah. Yeah, there would be a lot. There would be more logistics to it than you would expect, but I really think it could be fun.
Oh, really? Richard, Heroes is done? I didn't know about that.
Oh wow.
I mean, I'm not surprised. It's like, I mean, they were not operating on a big budget. So, but that's a shame.
No.
I used to do the Blood Bus every year. Tell us what happened. Yeah, there's got to be, there are some places. The Pleasance might do it. Underbelly might do it. Gilded.
Maybe.
You could probably get it in one of the big four,
Yeah.
because you don't want to do it in a free fringe venue. Those places are
No.
gross.
No, you don't want to do it in a free. But I mean, they'd have to have staff in the venue overnight, and nobody's going to want to pay for that.
I think we can make it happen. It's art at this point, right? It's protest art.
Protest art.
Yeah. Oh, Lucy Hopkins is programming it. Oh, that's so nice. Do you know Lucy?
No, I don't.
Lucy is a wonder. She puts on unbelievable live shows and is just a sweetheart and is so funny, and so much empathy. Oh my God, she's an absolutely wonderful person. So if she's booking the Heroes of the Fringe this year, that's going to be a great lineup. I need confirmation on the rumor that Pleasance has absorbed the space. No idea.
No idea. Any gay saunas in the city?
You don't want to be on that floor. That's the last floor that you want.
That is not a floor you want to be on.
That's a
but
yucky
yes,
floor.
There's a few.
There must be. Yeah, there must be.
Oh, there's one right next to Monkey Barrel.
No, where?
Do you not know about it?
Is that in the basement of the City Cafe?
No, it's across the road from it. It's
No
next to the
way.
new Monkey Barrel venue. It's like right where that Mercat Tours is. It's one of the doors next to that.
Straight saunas are Turkish baths, my friend. Still pretty gay, but not in name.
Yeah. At least I think it's a gay sauna. It's definitely a sauna.
All right, I'm searching Edinburgh gay saunas right now. Need to know. I just remember when we did like a density tour of glory holes in different countries.
Yes.
I'd completely forgotten about that.
Yeah, that was a moment. Monkey Barrel kept getting calls meant for the sauna in the early days.
That's so funny.
That's great.
Oh yeah, there's a whole map on Travel Gay.
There's a sex club near Ashley's old flat in Edinburgh. I only found that out after I left.
Oh, such a shame.
I only found that out. Oh wait, we only found that. Did we find that out because of the glory hole chat?
Oh, maybe there was definitely a
that
glory
came
hole
up
near where
then.
you used to live.
Yeah, there was definitely. I'm sure there's probably stuff near me here as well. I'm pretty central in Glasgow, but I won't be for long, so it doesn't matter if I dox myself now.
I think that the sauna might be gone because I'm looking at travelgay.com/Edinburgh Gay Saunas, and I feel like if anyone would know, it would be these guys. And there's absolutely no businesses on there. So
okay,
yeah,
it might just be a straight sauna then, but I'm pretty certain it's gay.
no, it's whatever it was. It's gone now. Goddamn shame.
Or it's very, very covert.
It's more covert than Travel Gay. I feel like that's maybe they don't want tourists, they just want the locals. Oh,
Yeah.
those sites are rubbish.
Well,
Good to know,
they
Tour
seem
Breed.
to have
Good to know.
those sites are rubbish. There we go. They seems to have like a set clientele. I think it was. I remember some people being like, "Yeah, that guy's going in and out all the time."
Mm.
So it's like regulars. It
There was
doesn't
one
need
next.
to be all night. It could be for a few hours. Everyone arrives in PJs and cozies. Story time, maybe cozy drink, and everyone has a nap. Yeah, it doesn't have to be an all night, but then it's not the statement.
Yeah.
I need to be like, this is actually how I'm sleeping for the month.
Yeah, I think
That's the protest piece.
I think that's the best. That's the best way. I think that would be
Yeah.
very funny. And then, you could sell month-long tickets, and just give them to, basically make them available to comedians first. Obviously, have a few that you're like, not you, but and then you could just say, hey, we got a sold out run for the whole month, and the fees go to cover the venue cost, so everyone is technically paying for accommodation, but then anything above it goes to you because you'll be, you're putting it on, you're organizing it all. And I think this is a wonderful idea.
Genuinely feel like this is a better option than trying to find somewhere to stay.
I think this is great, and can you write it down so that we don't forget it?
I think I should write it down. I
think you
don't
should
have
write it down
access
as
to a
well.
pen or paper because all of my belongings are packed. So somebody put it in the Discord.
I'll put it in my to-do thing. Remind Ashley about sleep show.
I'm so intrigued by the idea of doing this. Because the thing is, like, I could totally sort myself out. This was the thing about like living in a van or camping for the month, is that I can sort myself out with washing and all of that, or like showering, because I would just buy a month's membership to the swimming pool and keep fit and stuff. And it's much easier to find space to keep your clothes and stuff than it is to live for a month.
Storage would be an issue. Storage would be a thing. You'd need to, if people are staying there for the whole month, we'd need to organize some sort of logistics for people to keep their stuff there. Matt Decker making a great point. Include sound and lighting operators, include the techs, make it open to techs and acts. I think that's a good idea. No hanky panky. Nope.
No hanky panky.
There's absolutely
like,
no sex in the
literally
sleep show.
No sex in the sleep show.
Just rent lockers. People can rent lockers down at the pool, take showers there.
Yeah.
This is coming together.
This is coming together. Why is this coming together as a legitimate option?
It will be a very difficult month. You will have a rough month. There will be snores. There will be farters. There will be giggling. There will be a lot of sleepover giggling.
Yes.
Very fun.
Sell out run.
That's the Operation Chokeslam show next door. Yeah, absolutely correct. Rent out 2 venues, one with a tarp on the floor.
No. Swimming pool lockers sold out as well. 100 comics all going for early swims. Yeah. In practice, you might end up killing everyone there.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to stop being friends. But what a time. What a time.
time.
Oh, God, it'd be so funny.
Christ. And you just know as well that it would end up getting booked up by fucking weirdos.
Oh yeah, you'd have to like vet everybody.
I'd really
It would
have to
be-
vet who.
People can apply for it, and then you get to choose who gets. There's like a rigged lottery.
There's a vibe check.
Yeah, there's absolutely a vibe check.
You
I
have
mean, you
to
could
pass
even
a vibe
even
check.
just do it. You could do it just women. You could just
I
do it
could
just
do
women.
it just women, yeah.
Yeah.
And it could be like a safety thing as well. There could be another little bit of a protest point about it.
Yeah. Stop.
Or we
stop.
could do 2 shows, one men's and one women's.
There you go. Got to put a tarp
Right.
down in the men's. That one's gonna get gross, even if it's not sex. Something. Ugh.
Oh wow. Zoom interviews. Oh yeah, you'd have to have plastic dividers.
Yeah, there must be lots of plastic dividers going spare
COVID.
post-COVID. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Create pods and dampen snore sounds. You mean just like lay it down over a snorer and hope they don't suffocate? You sleep here now.
What if it was just me in a little COVID-proof pod on a stage and it was just a walk-in show?
Yeah.
But like I'm in a pod, so I'm kind of able to go to sleep.
Yeah. Soundproof. You just chilling. Everything's fine. Sleep if you want to.
I get like, because I'm not a very exciting sleeper. I don't talk in my sleep. I don't snore. I'm very quiet and I don't really move that much. So it could be just one of those things where people will watch me.
I love this from Torgreed. In that case, the National Museum might put you up in the lobby. That'd be pretty sick.
I just really want to do something with this idea now.
You could do another one that's for homeless people.
Oh my God.
You could do one for performers and one for homeless people, where you rent out a venue and homeless people sleep there for the night, for the month. And buying tickets is just contributing to the cost. So
Yeah.
just make the tickets cover
If you
how much
would
it
buy
would be for
your
that.
ticket for the comics one, they would buy their ticket and it would cover the cost of the homeless
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that'd be really
You would
cool.
need a lot longer than what we now have to plan that, because you would probably need to get help from homeless
you'd have to
outreach
talk to
programs.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I have connections with.
Great.
I have a friend who's one is leading in homeless outreach in Scotland. Christ, why is this becoming such a good idea?
Such a good idea. This is not what I thought that today's stream would be, but I'm very glad for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think adding the homeless people really sort of ties it together.
Yeah. It becomes a very full statement piece.
Yeah. Yeah,
For
and
the
then you
homeless
could
one, you could make the ticket buying open to the public so they can buy a ticket that will cover a homeless person to spend the night there. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot. There's a lot to that. It would be, I mean, there would be a lot of dealing with the council and
Yes.
but the homeless outreach people can help you out with all that.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, that would be, and also getting certain guarantees that you'd have to make to the venue in terms of, will it be ready in the morning? And because we have shows to put on, everything has to be cleaned and everything has to be, and that's for both venues, is making sure that, a mess isn't fucking left and there isn't just a pile of selfish comics leaving all their shit everywhere.
Mhm.
But this is absolutely doable. Yeah, John is going to be so pissed off. But this is, I love John, but this is what happens when you let an idea breathe.
Yeah.
It's,
Not to do. A rule of entry would be that you have to be clean. You have to clean for 10 minutes each morning. Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of it.
You would have to just clean your space.
Yeah.
There is really something in this, and my mind is spinning with
And
it.
you could get local coffee shops or cafes or bakeries
Do breakfast.
to do breakfast, or have like special tie-in deals or something like that,
Yeah.
where everybody goes afterwards and gets and then the money from that part could go to donating food to the homeless one. And yeah, there's a lot you could do with this. This is very cool. I like this.
This is really cool, and I have no idea how one would go about starting to make it into a thing.
You just start talking to bookers and pitch it and see what they think. So it's
Right.
like talk to Ryan, talk to Katie. Who the fuck runs? Talk to Alex, who runs Assembly. Assembly might do it actually. They've got a lot of venues, and they're in pretty tight with Edinburgh. There's a lot. You could do it at Spiegel Tent, but that would be a lot of money, and also outside still a tent, so not ideal. And I love that the Fringe allows this. Like, no other festival would we even consider this as an option, but the Fringe is such a weird spot that it's like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, this is conceivable.
Yeah.
EMB says that I'm smiling so much and cannot get this out. I can't move past it. Like, I'm genuinely like, I feel like I'm going in circles with my conversation skills right now, but I can't get past it. It's not the best content, but here we are.
I think it's cool. You guys this is what it is to brainstorm a show into existence.
Brainstorming Fringe ideas.
This is how everything is written. Is you just sit and you have half an idea and you go, oh, and then what about this? Oh, and then maybe that, and then it hopefully
front row seats to the creative process.
It cascades into action. It's so great.
The Fringe allows it. You just have to sort out a venue.
Yeah, but I just mean in terms of the spirit of the festival. Like other festivals, it would feel at odds with maybe the vibe of the thing. But the Fringe is a place where it's all about strange stuff anyway. It's the definition of the Fringe. So yeah, if we can find venues to agree to this, that would be great, and they would love it because it's like, as long as we could sort out the cleaning and make sure that nothing was broken. So like safety, and logistics.
Yeah.
As long as those were taken care of, the PR alone would be incredible for them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think this is dope.
Well,
if you do it, you could contact National Museum of Scotland. They've run sleepovers there. I might know logistics laws. Boom. Thank you, PD McGee. That is a great note.
Is that that would be the museum in Edinburgh that does like the night at the museum shows and stuff, right? Is that the same one, or is it a different body? I would need to sort that out because I know I know who kind of runs those night at the museum shows, so I could. Oh, yes, it's the same space. Oh, and loads of homeless charities have run sleep outs before. You just need to do it for a month.
Dope. Dope.
It would get PR as well. Like
huge. Yeah.
And I could totally reach out to like the Times and stuff because they interviewed me before.
Yeah. Well, and also like any PR group at the Fringe would love to take that on because I would really have to plan my life for that month and be prepared to sleep in this venue and really stick to that. But I'm sure I've done worse. Like it'll be a long ass month. It'll be by the end.
Long month, and I'll
by the
need
end
to
you'll
invest in
be
a good
real
sleeping
tired.
bag.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be really tired.
Sleeping pills, maybe. I don't know if you've ever done that, but
I've never done that. I think it would be the first week might be tough, and then I would probably get used to it, and then the last week would be like I need to get out of here. But I can probably do that. Running the event would be a full-time job. Yeah, I might not even have to get a job for the Fringe. But I still would like to do that. I'm so intrigued. Like the adding, like up until we mentioned doing it as a homelessness thing as well, I was still a bit like, this is a fun conversation, but it's not actually going to happen. But now that we've mentioned that, I'm a bit like, that could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sponsored by Night Owl.
We could totally get sponsorship.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh,
There's a lot you could do. Yeah, this is a fucking great idea.
yeah.
This is very, very cool.
You're not
So-
allowed to bring your stuff. You're only allowed to kind of come in with sleeping
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. So you need, so like logistics wise,
Yeah.
we'd want to at least see if we could find a place for people to keep their stuff as well, because
Yeah.
otherwise that'll make it a lot harder for people, because it's like, you know,
Yeah.
people come up with bags of stuff and want a space. But yeah, you could definitely, you could do it. If we could even, like, depending on capacity, you could get a shipping container, put a
Yeah.
bunch of closets or like secondhand furniture in there,
Uh-huh.
so everybody could hang their stuff up and put it there. There's like, have to be not responsible for values. That would be a
Yes.
big part of it. Bring your own locks, folks. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think this is
There's something in this. There is something in this.
definitely, definitely. Oh, Diamond Geezer saying Summer Hall.
Summer Hall. I also potentially know the person who runs that.
Yeah, and Summer Hall's beautiful. I love that. I love that place. They do a lot of night shows though, and have a bar that's open pretty late. So that's part of it, is
I mean,
making
I
sure
feel
that
like you're probably
when we
going to
do
have
it,
to
you're
come
in.
to terms with something like that, though, because you can get accommodation that's just above a nightclub a lot of the time. You know.
Yeah, but people have to, a lot of the bigger spaces in Summer Hall are sort of direct line to and from the bar. And so as
Right.
people are coming and going, that would be a problem. So you need like a self-contained space that will hold it there. Although I guess maybe some of their venues, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely an option. There's really cool stuff. I have to be
Yeah.
real bad. You stay here and brainstorm.
I will stay here and brainstorm. This is just such a fun idea, and just the added thing of doing something a little bit selfless, but also making a point that is a little bit selfish, in that I couldn't get it, that it's difficult to get fringe accommodation as a stand-up. Am I insane? Is there actually something in this? What would be the definite things that I would have to it would need to be a venue that has toilets that are up to scratch as well. Brainstorm set. Oh God, I can't even speak now that I'm here by myself. You should do this 100%. Christ, I'm really committing to something now. I need to go and think it through. Definitely, probably worth checking with Salvation Army building opposite the Pleasance too. Oh, that's a good shout. I want reviewers to be sent to sleepover too. Imagine this getting reviewed. It's audacious. It's not insane. You're not insane, and I'd be happy to help make this happen. No food. No, you can't bring food in, because that would just be messy and disgusting. You can have water and anything that's in a contained flask. That was kind of the rule when I was working on a historical building recently. You couldn't bring food in, but you could have a bottle of water. You could have a contained flask of any kind of hot drink, but it had to be a sealed flask thing. We'd have to figure out what times it was at. You'd have to figure out what time it's at, right, Chris?
Yeah. Timing, start and end would be hard. Probably 11.
Yeah.
Because if it's a venue, they'll probably have like 10 p.m. shows, so like 11:30 for them to
Yeah.
everybody to clear out.
Okay. I've just now realized a problem with this.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to go to bed at 11 every night.
Well, we
I
can
could not
find a
go
venue that
out
doesn't
on
have
the
that time.
razzmatazz. That is suddenly the deal breaker.
Unless, I mean, if you paid for it, you might be able to take the 10 p.m. slot off of a venue,
Yeah.
and include that in the night. But they might not. I mean, for money purposes alone, they might not do that.
They wouldn't do that.
But it's absolutely worth looking at. Can't do ACMS if you're on an 11 p.m. bedtime. Think about that, Ashley. You gotta get out there, get weird with our friends.
And I like to keep my options open about what I do at nighttime during the Fringe.
Hey, it'd be so funny if you just had like a sign where your bed normally is. It's
Got
like
laid.
gone, fucking gone.
Oh, that would be so.
It's a picture of a duck
funny.
on it. Everybody
Oh,
that
that's
knows
next door.
knows.
Yeah, I would have the room next. I would have the next door show for that. Yeah.
That's right. That's the tarp room. That's the yeah.
Christ, that's genuinely that is now the reason I don't want to do this. I feel.
But
Yeah.
famously, you're not a big like sleepover person.
This is true.
So it's a great out. It's like, listen, if you wanna do this thing, we gotta get it done because I got an all night show to do. I can't be hanging out. I'm so sorry. I would love to cuddle, but I gotta go. So
Gotta go. I am more and more into cuddling lately.
it's great.
Weird.
It's not cuddling is absolutely wonderful. I'm a huge
Yeah.
fan to the point where when I was casually sleeping around with a bunch of people, I fucking loved cuddling. And some of the girls brought it up. They'd be like, "This is unusual behavior for this." And I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, we don't have to do it." And they're like, "No, I love it." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Just as long as we're both enjoying ourselves."
I
But
think there's something in hookups. There is a tendency to try and avoid intimacy, and I think that's quite sad. And that is something that I don't like, because you can be intimate in a temporary way. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think because people are, with hookups, people are often not really sure where you stand. People are often, if they're really just wanting a hookup, they might be afraid that somebody's going to catch feelings or something.
Yeah.
And so people really do keep you at a bit of a distance. But I don't know. I think if you're upfront about what you actually want from something, it's okay to allow intimacy to happen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was always my thing. But also, I've never done like internet hookups.
No,
I've always been talking to someone. We're having a nice time, and then it's like, you want to go make this
But
more fun.
even then, there's a lot of like people just. I think they kind of shut it down. They're just like, nope, this is a cold hard operation. That was a very poor choice of words.
It's a warm hard operation.
This is an operation. We're not getting emotionally involved. Tickets to the cuddle show would be double the price. The rival cuddle room will do big numbers. Yeah. I feel like even if I don't commit to doing a show where I'm sleeping in a venue all night for the whole Fringe, I think there's something in the doing a show that puts up homeless people for the Fringe.
I don't like that you're backing out already. I think that you're going to do both shows, and I think it's going to be wonderful. And I mean, a lot of people don't sleep where they're supposed to sleep at the night, right? That's all right. That's fine.
Yeah.
The show must go on. Everyone will be
But I
there.
would have to commit to being there for the whole month.
I mean, in theory, but also you can get guest hosts. You can get someone
get guest
to
hosts.
sub in. Yeah, for sure.
That's kind of what I was thinking about. The gorilla one.
Mm-hmm.
What if it was just a whole month of a different person every night that sleeps on this show?
As in, like, the head sleeper.
Just one person.
My name is Ruin. Thank you so much for resubscribing. We love you.
Thank you for the sub.
I think that you would need to be there for some continuity.
Yes.
Semi-regularly, and then occasionally bring someone in from time to time. But overall, you would have to be the main person. But I mean, all the late night talk show hosts, they take a week off. They get their guest hosts in. I don't see why you can't.
I want to be able to party.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, you can, probably we could have a come in leave system. These are also possible. Set up your bed, everybody. We're going out for a beer. If you want to sleep, you sleep. Heads up, drunk people might be coming back. No fucking.
No fucking.
Just to reiterate,
there is no sex at the sleep show. Not even heavy petting.
Yeah.
In fact, 1 meter distancing at all times.
Yeah.
And no touching yourself.
You'd be going around like at a middle school dance with a ruler. Just 12 inches. Come on now, folks. No fucking, no rubbing on a sign as you walk in.
Yes.
Just big.
At every part of the room, this sign is up. You know, sleep lifeguard. We're gonna have a rival heavy petting show.
That's excellent. I can't believe that no one has registered an orgy as a fringe show.
It's probably not allowed. I'd say there's some sort of stipulation that protects against something like that.
I'd be very curious because, like, I've seen and been naked people at the fringe.
Yeah.
And so, like, nudity is absolutely a part of it.
Yeah.
But I guess once it goes into actual sexual acts, but if no one's being paid for it, Steve Bennett just standing in the corner with his notepad, uncomfortably, totally naked though, just writing.
And for anyone ignoring the no fucking rule, be aware we will savagely review your performance at breakfast.
It was a foursome, but reads like a threesome.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, Diamond, obviously, you know, we'll have to take COVID in. This is very much a pre-COVID idea.
Very much not a COVID-friendly idea. That is the biggest concern with it, I think.
Yeah, but you know, we got a year and a bit. Because it wouldn't be this summer. It's too much organization
too much
to get going
organization for this year, I think. But...
So, yeah. Start putting out feelers to Edinburgh homeless societies.
I will run this past my friend that works for Homeless Outreach and see what she thinks about it. In terms of the logistics of getting a venue that would actually house homeless people for a night as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and what kind of assurances we'd need to make, because they will have probably dealt with the sleepovers at the National Museum and Summer Hall and things like that, so they'll have a better understanding. This is a top-notch idea. This is a gold A1 idea.
Yeah. No fucking at the sleep show.
No fucking at the sleep. No fucking. No rubbing. we'll have Kimmers at the door just pointing at. Stop it! Stop doing it.
Has Chris's beard gotten bigger? Really leaning into sea captain. Cute. I think that's the dungarees speaking.
Yeah, it could just be these babies.
It's the dungarees. Oh, we're both wearing dungarees.
How are you? I thought that was a vest.
No, it's a one piece that's very dungarees-esque, but it does button up the front. It's like there.
Oh yeah, nice one. Nice.
But it is mega toddler energy. Yeah. It is a one piece. It is all I've been wearing all week while all of my clothes have been packed away.
Strong.
On LED hats that are handed out as you're going in. The poster sounds good already.
I have not packed anything. Friday? Thursday.
You don't have too much to pack though, do you?
No, that's true.
You've done it a few times now. You know where everything goes. You're just going to put it together.
Yeah.
I mean, I got all of my stuff. I only decided to do this last Sunday, and got it all moved on Friday into storage, and very sea captain now. Very.
I thought I'd lean into it. I thought, you know, just for the chat, just, you know, they love it. So.
Where is Beardy Noise will be gutted. He's missing that. Yes.
Oh yeah, don't forget to do your summaries, guys. It's going to be a short one today. Chris and Ashley come up with a brilliant idea for a show.
That's all this show has been. We've actually been talking about this show for about an hour.
About an hour.
Yeah, but it's such a good idea. I did see that's just come up. Alfie Brown has a clip online of him dealing with a heckler this week, and yes, I did actually see that. It's very funny. He just
Oh, is it good?
He just absolutely snapped.
Yeah, I've seen him do that so many times in real life that I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't really watch comedian destroys heckler videos anymore because it's like
I don't really either. It just sort of came up on my stories.
yeah.
But also I don't. Alfie hits differently.
Yeah.
Alfie, I'm like, I kind of want to see that.
Yeah, he gets so mad. I mean, I'm glad he's past this now because he's a better comedian for it. But there was a time where that guy would just ruin a show just on purpose, absolutely sink it because he was in a bad mood. And it was so funny. God, it was so funny.
He did my show at the Fringe at Monkey Barrel a few times, and there was quite a few nights where he did not do an ounce of material.
Yeah.
But he didn't do the tanking it at any point. I don't think he just riffed, and he's very good at riffing when he gets into a vibe.
Yeah, he's very, very quick. I assume his one-man podcast is fantastic. But yeah, he used to just ruin things for fun.
Yeah. He's excellent. There's only so many times you can watch innocent members of the public being called knob. What was that about? I feel like I missed something there.
Oh, but that's like comedian destroys heckler.
Oh,
like,
yes,
so,
of course.
So many of them
yes.
are like
Yeah,
unjustified. The person isn't really being that much of a dick.
Yeah.
Sometimes
they are good. I think who is it? John Robertson has a very good clip of himself dealing with a heckler.
Oh, yeah, he must. He's
it's
a
really
force.
good.
He's a force when those things happen. He's
because he doesn't tank it though. He pretty much always has this positive vibe. So he really destroys it, but like in a fun way.
Yeah, and he doesn't really have material anyway.
Yeah.
He goes on and just tries to make something. He'll have a couple things to lean on generally, but a lot of the time he's just in the room, so he's already clicking like that, so he's in the zone. But yeah, that's right. Alfie never had to face off against Dennis Rodman, like someone we know. Have you not seen John dealing with Dennis Rodman heckling him?
Oh, yes. I couldn't remember who Dennis Rodman was for a second.
Dennis Rodman? The Worm? The Worm?
That's a fun clip. And yeah, I do enjoy John's heckling clips as well. There's not many of them, but there's been a couple where he's dealing with audience members. Not necessarily heckling, but just he talks to the audience a lot. So he has some good clips out of that.
I just got some news that is surprising, if not very interesting to many of you. But Canada just qualified for the World Cup in God knows how long. So that's going to be very funny.
I feel like you left out for the first time.
I think
sentence.
I think we did it. I think we did it years ago, like a while ago.
No, but you said Canada just qualified for the World Cup in God knows how long.
Oh, did I not say for the first time in God knows how long? That's how surprised I am. That's how fucking shocked.
You just left out a chunk of that sentence, but I could hear that you thought that you'd said it. That was I don't know why I found that quite entertaining.
It's a weird way to talk. I do it in text a lot. I do it so much in text. I'll put like the same word twice because I'm only half paying attention.
Yeah, I've noticed you doing that.
Oh, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really engage with text.
No.
I can tell that you're replying because you know that information needs to be dealt with, but your heart isn't in it.
No,
but I respect that. I'm okay with that. I'm kind of the same most of the time, but I'm also a very lonely person, so I'm okay with texting when it's there.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no,
But as soon as life comes up and
engage.
there's other things to entertain me with, I forget my phone exists.
Perfect. That's a nice way to live, though.
Yeah.
1986. That was the last time. Nice.
That's fun.
David, I'm editing it tomorrow. So after we get off here, I'm going up to visit my dad for an hour, and then I'm going to hop on a ferry. My brother's going to pick me up at the other end. I'm going to stay at his place tonight. and then tomorrow afternoon I do the audio editing for my album.
Yay.
Should be good. Should be good.
That's going to be very exciting.
I am excited and a little nervous, which is the right way to be.
That's the right way to be. Yes. If you weren't nervous, you wouldn't care.
Yeah, exactly. I love that
Yeah.
about. Did I tell you my grandfather told me that? Like when I was a kid, he was I was meant to. Oh yeah, so if you forgot, I have no hair. I was going to do like a show for 7th grade band. So I was like 13. Everyone had to be in band. It was obligatory. And I got a solo with a baritone, which is like a small tuba. Who gives that kid a solo? But I remember my grandfather, who used to perform at old folks' homes when he was old, he would just go in and sing classics and do a little dance with my grandma and stuff. It was great. But he asked me, he's like, "Are you nervous?" I said, "Yeah, I'm really, really nervous." And he said, "Good. The moment you stop being nervous, stop doing it because you don't care."
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's awesome. That's really good advice."
That's nice.
So
That is really nice.
yeah, he was great.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've started to find that a little bit with stand-up recently. Is like a lot of the time I'm not nervous and I'm not like
yeah,
I'll do
that's
a
not
gig
good.
and even if it goes really well, I'm just a bit meh.
Yeah, if you're
It's not
nonplussed,
hitting the same way.
yeah, if you're nonplussed. I mean, I sort of had that with my show on Saturday in Nanaimo, where I was like, I just didn't totally care because I didn't have a bunch of new stuff, and I basically had to do the album, and I'm ready to put those jokes to bed, so it just wasn't totally
Yeah.
invested, and I could feel it on stage. I had to try to ramp myself up, but very excited to do new things. That's all I want to do is just write new jokes. I have so many stupid ideas. They're so dumb.
I love that.
And I'm so excited to say these absolutely ridiculous things and have no one laugh. I'm really looking forward to bombing at New Material Nights.
Yeah.
Just trying it and being like, nope, all right, start over. That's
Great.
it's gonna be the best. It's gonna be the best.
Yeah, that's good. I think for me, it's like I need more than the set to really be in love with something. So when I started doing comedy, it was so exciting to get to meet people, and I was really enjoying. There can be a big social aspect to stand up.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think just since the pandemic, there doesn't seem to be that social aspect. And I think what it is at the moment, I'm not getting new opportunities or new gigs or, I've also just, I don't feel like I need to do the really shitty, uncomfortable gigs to just be gigging all the time. I'm just like, I just want to do the nice ones. And I know that's not the way to be, but I just, I just don't have the growl for it. At the moment.
No, I want the gigs that I want to be doing are the shitty ones. I want to be in a shitty room at the back of a bar and just bring my notepad on stage and just try something and then run over to another shitty room in the back of another bar and just do that for just weeks. Just eat shit and try new things. I'm so excited about it. I want that so bad. Good night, Kimmers. Okay, we have 17 minutes left.
Yes.
What should we cover?
Oh, I mean, we could cover so many things in 17 minutes. Sorry, there's one comment. Events worldwide have effectively switched from who you know to what you know because everyone had to do it for themselves at home.
Yeah, to a degree. I mean, in terms of like, we learned how to put on online shows. Like, I know so much more about video, audio, lighting, streaming settings, what my laptop is capable of, and how to host a show. Like, we're all objectively better at holding down 2 hours of conversation than we were at the start of the pandemic.
Even when we're very tired and hungover and sleep deprived.
Yeah, it's still going for it. Still going for it.
Which I am all three tonight.
Yeah. I never would have guessed. It doesn't show at all. You're doing a great job.
I'm so tired and I drank a lot of whiskey last night. I'm okay. I didn't get a crippling hangover.
That's good. It's
Which
nice
is
not to be
bizarre
crippled.
considering how much I drank.
Must have eaten something.
I did. I went in Edinburgh. I went to a place called Butter Burger for dinner before I went out for drinks last night. It was class. I got a chicken Kiev style burger, and it was this sauce that was made of black garlic, and it had so much Parmesan cheese all over. Oh,
Ooh, that sounds really good.
it was so good.
I was gonna go and watch a show last night because a comic called Charlie Demers, who's apparently very, very funny Canadian comedian. I haven't seen him personally, but everyone I know vouches for him. But it's like a 40-minute walk to the venue, and I started watching Succession, and so I just did that, and I just lost track of time. I went to watch one episode of Succession at like 5 p.m., and then it was 8, and I was like, I'm not going anywhere. So
Yeah.
I just ordered pizza and just sat down and just watched the last season of Succession, just almost all of it. Just look at all these rich people. God damn it. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
It's a wild show.
Remember when you'd put Ashley on full screen mode and she'd get nervous? Yeah.
Yes, those were the days. That was a hell of a time.
I'm
to
not
be
gonna
alive.
lie, it still happens.
Yeah.
When you went to the bathroom, I was a bit like, oh, I have to talk to myself. And I really waffled it. That was not a very strong part of the show, but I feel like it happened.
When I left for a second?
Yeah.
Oh, I was
It
watching.
didn't
I had
tank,
it
but
on
it
on my
was-
phone just to see. It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
What is Chaz pushing? Yeah, you're so much more confident now. I remember like how much we used to laugh when John and I would just put you big. Oh, London Comic Con, that's the one. I don't know anything about it, but I wish you well.
It's all because I did stream by myself for so long. I think that's probably why it felt like that, though, is just because I think I'm a vastly different person on this than I was on my solo stream.
Yeah. You were very nervous, and it was great. You'd just be like, take me off. And it was before we were all admins, so only John had control over it. That was a bad time. That was a bad time.
A bad time. John should not have total control over anything.
No, big mistake. One of the smartest things we did
mistake.
was all log into the same account. That
Yes.
really made a difference. Yeah, I
That
feel a lot more
really
peace of mind.
changed the show.
Yeah, it was too dangerous. It was,
Mhm.
it's a real this guy.
Yeah.
This, all of us
John
being
was
signed
drunk
in.
on power instantly. He was
Yeah.
indeed Jazz. It's going to be almost a year since I started doing this with you guys.
Mhm. Yeah,
Which is
John and I are
mad.
over a year now.
It is, when you think back to those really early shows, it's just kind of insane.
Yeah.
Because especially how this even came about is bizarre, because I didn't even know you.
No, total stranger,
We did not know each other.
absolute stranger, introduced via Twitch.
And now I feel like everything that happens in my day, you guys get to know about.
Damn right. Some of the updates we get in the Discord. Oh, there was one I wanted to talk about today so bad. We have a second private chat, you guys. It's just for us.
I
It's
might
not
bring
even
it up on the
show.
Patreon episode.
Oh my god, it was so
I might bring it up
funny.
on a Patreon episode because it's quite funny.
So, oh my god, it made me laugh so hard. I get nostalgic every time I see a Steam notification from Chris. You get a notification when I start playing games? That's funny. I have been playing a lot of games lately. The Ghostbusters game is a lot harder than Joe Trope made it look. It's a lot. He made it look absolutely doable. I did not know that Joe Trope is that much better at video games than I am. I'm not surprised. I just didn't know. And fuck me, it's difficult. Goddamn. Thought it was going to be a fun for the whole family kind of game. Not a, oh, Chris, you got to start this level over again.
This Ghostbusters game.
It's great. It's very fun.
What console is it?
I've been playing it on my laptop.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got it on Steam. But oh baby, it is. So you're like, it's like the classic Ghostbusters thing, and they actually got him to voice it as well. And then you played a new fourth Ghostbuster, who's
okay.
where they test all the new tech out. So that's where your upgrades come from and stuff. Is they're like, oh, we just invented this new thing. You try it. So if you die, it doesn't matter, kind of thing. It's super fun. It's so hard. it's so hard.
This is quite from Steve. It was crazy meeting John because I felt like I knew so much about him, but he didn't even know what I sound like. I do forget how much of myself I reveal on this show, which for anybody that's listened to the show for a while will know is too much.
Almost everything. Very
It's
nearly everything.
Yeah, there is very little about myself that I have not mentioned on this show in excruciating, explicit detail. It's quite something. And so I've met a couple of people from the show now, and I instantly have to be like, oh, I forget that you know me intimately, and I didn't even know your real name until right now. Which is like, because we do get to, I feel like we do have this kind of relationship with a lot of people that come in and chat all the time. Like I have attributed little personalities to all of the usernames, but I fundamentally only know you as a username and your vibe. So it is that kind of realization moment of, oh, yep, I have to deal with real life consequences of this show.
And I still haven't met anybody.
No.
So like there's a lot of people in the chat that I know. Like I know Chaz, I know Richard, I know Diamond, Tom Tuck, obviously, like a bunch of people that stop in.
But they're from, you knew them before.
They're from my life. Like I know these people. And actually, I mean, Chaz I met before this, but I didn't really know him. But yeah, so I haven't had I've never seen Baldy. I've talked to Baldy almost every day for like 2 years.
Put that in. So Baldy waved at me and then came up and said hello after my show. So yes, I've met Baldy. I've met
David Hoare, of course. I know David.
I haven't met David yet in person.
David
I think there's also there's another thing then that is when you meet another streamer, because you've each seen each other and talked, even if because
you have their voice in your head.
Yeah, you have their voice, you have their mannerisms, you've chatted, even if it's through their chat and then back through your own chat. I have had a couple of them now with there's one person in particular I've become quite very close friends with through Twitch. And it took me a while to clock, like, oh, we never actually spoke directly. I would go into your chat and you would come into mine, but it felt like we had actually had these conversations. And then there was one stream where they actually came onto my stream through the Discord chat because there was some sort of joke that was being told that I couldn't understand because I was reading a joke that needed to be spoken.
Okay.
So I invited them on, and I only realized after the stream ended. They only came on for a couple of minutes, and I only realized after the stream ended, oh, that's the first time we've actually directly spoken. And then I met them in person, but we're just close friends now.
Well, I mean, I even have that when we play Among Us.
Yeah.
And like someone will come on and they've got like a hard Scottish accent. I'm like, no way, no way. That's so surprising. What's Steve's saying? If we were to meet, I know so much about both of you, and we would have a lot of common ground. You'd only know me from my profile picture. I need to drag my son with me. You need to carry him in front of you at all times so we've got an idea.
Yeah, you all need to cosplay as your profile pictures when you come to meet us in person.
Thank you, Boom. Bring your dog. Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, you had Boom Stickery on your Discord chat the other day. Yeah, even just hearing some people's voices. There's a few people that I started playing games with privately, like off stream and stuff. And we started playing games, and then we started doing a game where we would video chat while we played the game as well. And a couple of the first time that we all were on screen together, I was just like, whoa, I did not think you were gonna look like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you look great. I just had a different image in my head.
Yeah. Welcome to Operation Chokeslam. I didn't know.
Yeah. It's very Gareth doxed us midstream. Yeah, I think that has happened. We've definitely accidentally doxed a few people.
Oh, for sure. I did it earlier this stream.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, to be fair, I did not mention their screen name. I just said their real name. That could have been anybody.
You did it then when they made you aware.
Well, yeah, but they said it like 8 times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it was that was surprising. But I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and I noticed that they will say first and last names of all their patrons, and so I feel like if I don't go, George Smith, aka Tiger, and that's like just giving away both, that would be a bit too much doxing, but
bit too much.
Keep it to yourselves, guys. Don't. That's like when so I've got this story that's about going to a strip club when I was 19 and a gross thing that my friend did. And
what did you do?
So it was so gross. It was so funny. This stripper had like a poster, and she did this thing where Chris saying smooth or crunchy in the glorious accent. Yeah. That's wonderful. So she like slapped, this is very graphic, by the way, if you're a child, go away. Excuse me, stripper was like fully naked.
I mean, you shouldn't have been a child at this to get to this point in the show.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's open pretty positive so far, but my goodness. So she like slapped the poster against her clit, like real, like bang, like it rang out, and then she just rubbed it against her clit for a long time, and then she let go of it, and it like stayed where it was.
Oh,
yeah, she did it like a balloon on the top of your head, like. And so she let go and it stayed, so it was like sticking out like a boner, right? And she was like walking around with it, and it was part of her show. And then she took it out and she waved it around. She's like, "Who wants it?" And everyone in the crowd was like, "No, obviously not. That's yuck." Except for my friend. He literally jumped out of his seat and was like, "Please, please give it to I've never wanted anything more in my life." And so she gave it to him, and that would have been gross enough. But then when he got it, he immediately slapped it under his nose, dragged it across.
I did think you were going to say he licked it.
It was so the groan that it got out of the whole crowd.
Jesus.
I wish we had smartphones back then. The virality of that clip, but oh my! It was so. Even the stripper was disgusted. It was remarkable.
Dragged it under his nose with a vigor. That clip of you telling that story is every part of it is so quotable.
It was so. I tell that story on stage. It's on my album. I've been telling it for a while, and I released a video of it a few years ago, and I double bluffed it. So I've got a line in it where I say, now his name's Mike, but for the purpose of the story, we're going to call him Ian, because that gets like a fun laugh because it's like a stupid thing. And then I posted the video, and underneath it, he commented with his real name. "I think this story's about me." I was like, I double blinded this goddamn story to make sure you weren't connected to it. No one could trace this back to you.
Yourself.
And within 5 minutes of me posting this fucking thing, you're like, "Oh, that's me. I did it." Like,
that's so funny.
Absolutely ridiculous. We're up to 2 hours now. We did it.
We're up to 2 hours. We did it. We planned a homeless outreach show, and we talked about some nonsense.
This was great. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Thank you to the new followers. Thank you to the subs. Thank you to the new patron. If you want to join, if you're watching, you haven't followed yet, give us a follow. We do this every Sunday. We also release it as a podcast, so feel free to subscribe to that. You can listen back. We do it live on our YouTube page and on our Facebook page. So many things. Check all that stuff
over
out.
The place. The Patreon will be worth subscribing to. We're gonna put more into that. It's been a little. I think we have slightly neglected the Patreons, but we are aware of it. We are aware of it. We're not just.
And we're down from 5 days a week to 1 day a week.
Yeah.
So once we're all moved, we
Yes.
can put more work into it once we're
We'll
settled.
do
This-
more Patreon
yeah.
stuff.
But there is going to be one
And we
episode
need
coming
to,
out
we
this
need
week.
to adjust our tiers because I think they're no.
Yeah, we'll take a
Um,
look at all that stuff. We'll get it. We'll
yeah.
get it right.
But it's a good place to be. Those Patreon episodes always end up being really fun.
Yeah, they're absolutely wonderful.
I think because we know it's behind a paywall, we kind of we put a little bit of extra spice into it.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh, we go into
Yeah.
private chat immediately in this one.
Yes.
There's oof.
Oh,
it's pretty great.
immediately
though.
there's
It's
private
pretty
chat
great.
in this one. But
pretty
it's
great.
great.
We love you. Thank you so much for coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's on David. That's how I heard it as well. We need to adjust our tiers. I heard it as like, whoa, like tier. That was very. Thank you so much for watching. I've got 10:30 JH set up for a raid, so I'm gonna just write
Right.
them now. We love you. Have a wonderful week. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Look out for the Patreon episode. We'll post about it in the Discord. Other than that, here's an old lady talking about sex. Bye.
And that's all. Penis into her vagina. And that's all. And that's all. And that's called sexual intercourse. Some people call it having sex. So the man passes the sperm to the woman, and now his sperm is in her.